Hey YouTube, I did a video about the Metroid Prime Trilogy box last my video, and I'm gonna get that Thanksgiving video up hopefully soon. It should be easy. I don't know why I'm not doing it, but anyways, so I just wanted to go over the bad things and the good things about Metroid Prime 1 while looking at Metroid Prime for the GameCube. They did a lot of things differently. I have a list here. Alright, what I noticed first, of course, when you're playing the game is that you are in the space frigate and you have to swing with your grapple after you defeat the Parasite Queen. And I noticed that you could not use your buster while swinging. This wasn't in the GameCube version, so on one level I'm not complaining, but on the other they had it in Metroid Prime 2 and they had it in Metroid Prime 3. And with you think they would have done at least that, like put the buster up, shoot around, you know, pretty cool. They didn't do that. Considering some of the other things that they did, you would think that would be something simple that they could do, but they didn't do that, so that kind of pissed me off. Skipping ahead to when you get the boost ball. The boost ball remained the same, which is not a bad thing, which is a good thing, but your boost ball does damage in Metroid Prime 2 and Metroid Prime 3. And it also has like it has a aura when you boost, it goes and it's around your morph ball and it gets bigger, like a white thing. I guess that like signifies that it'll do damage when you ram it into an enemy, and it doesn't do damage in this in Metroid Prime 1. It's easier. The enemies seemingly take less damage before they die, such as like right after you land on the planet Talon 4, the room you have to go into to get the Choza ruins. The little things that pop out of the ground are like little beetle things. Like 2 hits and they're dead. In the other game it was like 4 or 5 hits. Like, not that it's much of a difference, it's like bang, 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 they're dead. You know, it's easier for some reason. I had to make it so that my Wii remote, or not, when I locked on to an enemy, my aimer was locked on and I couldn't move around the screen, because it's just so annoying to have that type of Metroid Prime 1 feel and be able to swing it everywhere while you're locked on. Swinging it everywhere while you're walking or doing anything like that is awesome. That's obviously what they remade it for, but if you're gonna remake it to do that, you gotta put it up to at least Metroid Prime 2 standards, because Metroid Prime 2 was perhaps the best thing they could have done with the series. They did a lot of things in Metroid Prime 3 that I didn't agree with, but for the most part it was pretty awesome, and Metroid Prime 2 I think was the best out of the trilogy. When you get the thermal visor, alright, you're in the area where all the space pirates are cloaked, you have shadow pirates. You can't see them unless you have the thermal visor on, or the X-ray visor. You can barely see them, you can see their skin. One thing that always pissed me off in the GameCube version is that space pirates don't have skeletons. When you use the X-ray visor, all you see is they're masks, they're like clear masks coming towards you. They didn't make a skeleton for them or anything, which really pissed me off, because then it really wasn't real X-ray visor, it was just see-through vision, really. And see-through visor, you know. But anyway, back to the thermal visor. They made all the rooms darker. You have to use the thermal visor to get around in some of those areas after the power goes out, after you get the thermal visor, which is a good thing and it's a bad thing. Even the doors, you know how the doors glow? The doors don't glow in those rooms. It's really unique, and that's cool, and it's kind of bad at the same time, because if you really want to go hardcore and not use any visors, that's going to be difficult for you. And something that really pissed me off in Metroid Prime 2, that you have to use the dark visor to hit enemies that you need to use the dark visor for. I guess it allows you to shoot into the different dimension, but anyways, missile pickups. Not upgrades, but pickups, like when you defeat an enemy and they little floating little missile. The small ones are only 3, and then there's a bigger one that's 5, and there's an even bigger one that's 10. I guess it's pretty cool, but usually now the only missile ones, like when you're first starting out, and of course when you're first starting out you really don't need that many missile pickups, because you don't have much, but save that. But the ice beam really pissed me off, because it's still it's so lame. I mean, that's like my favorite buster, if you want to call it that, my favorite beam. They couldn't have even speeded up to like dark beam speed, which Dark Beam was still pretty slow. I used cheats for the GameCube for Metroid Prime 2, so you could have rapid fire for all the beams. Rapid as Power Beam or Annihilator. I wish they had that code for Metroid Prime 1, because that would have been awesome. It's more powerful though, which is a good thing, but what does that matter when you can't freaking shoot people because it goes so damn slow? You can't. The ice pirates, you know, the pirates that are white and you have to kill with the ice beam, you used to be able to freeze them and then shoot a missile at them and they'll just break apart. Can't do that anymore. You have to kill them with the ice beam. Also, there are fusion Metroids everywhere. Wave Buster. Wave Buster is a good improvement. It uses less missiles now, opposed to like, I don't know what it was before. It was like 5 a second. It was a lot though. 15 to shoot it, and then 5 a second afterwards. I think it's like 3 a second now. It goes much slower, which is awesome, because the Wave Buster is the best super missile they have in the game, because it just walks right onto the enemy, does damage to them. Flamethrower, same thing. Power Bombs have just a little bit more range, I think. I'm not absolutely certain of that, but I'm pretty sure they do. Oh yeah, another big thing, you can flip your Wii remote up like that, just real jerk quick, to make your Morph Ball jump instead of laying a bomb. But it's also a bad thing at the same time, because I think you jump a little bit more than you would if you laid a bomb and let yourself pop up, which kind of, some of the places, not really a big deal, but some of the areas that you need to bomb jump into, you can't really get in there unless you fall a little bit, and it's a pain in the butt. That also makes bomb jumps a little bit more difficult if you want to jump up, lay a bomb, then land, then jump up again, hit the bomb, and you'll go up more. I think that's about it. C is the Morph Ball mode, which is a little bit different because I'm used to pressing Y, I think it is, on the GameCube. Yeah, I think that's about it. So, yeah, it's a good game. Definitely one of the greatest Metroid games, but they should have done a lot more and a lot less to it, if that makes sense. I'll do a Metroid Prime 2 run-through pretty soon when I finish it. I only started it, so I'll do that when I'm done. Sayonara.